At time of recording, I am about a week away from flying out to Canada to finally see Canadian rock royalty, the Guess Who, live. And I'm excited, yes. So today, I'm going to rank 15 of their biggest hits. And I'm not going to make it easy for myself. So come on in and find out exactly what's going to go down. Hey, I'm Joe or JSB, and my first memory of anything is listening to, well, I don't know if listening to is the right phrase, but hearing a Burton Cummings solo album being played in the living room of the first house I grew up in, which we moved out of when I was 2. So yeah, he's been with me for a long, long time. The Guess Who themselves came into my life quite a bit later, but yeah, I've been a fan for a long, long time. And today I'm going to put their 15 biggest US hit singles into some form of ranking. And you can see the categories. I've got best guess, um, pretty self-explanatory these actually. Great guess, good guess, just not, and crap for the Wolfman. Well, the twist today is I'm not going to be ranking the songs in chronological order from 69 to 74, which is the period that these all hit the charts. And I'm not going to allow myself to just use every category as I want. I'm going to restrict it to a maximum of 4 songs per category, which means I'm going to have to make some tough choices about which really is the best and which sits near the bottom. So let's dive in and see what happens. I've got all 15 songs sitting on a playlist. I'm going to hit random and rank them as they come up. Yeah, and you're going to tell me what I get right and what I get wrong and what you think. All of those things. Right, let's do it. First song to be placed will be Albert Flasher. Okay, this is an interesting one because this was a standalone single, not on any album, but the A side was actually Broken, which only made number 55 in the States, whereas Albert Flasher actually made top 30, 29 in fact. Um, and this is one I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear, and it's one I really like. But it's also a bit simple, not quite as brilliant as some of the others. So I think we're starting relatively low with just a good guess. It's a really good song, and I might move this up or down as time goes on, but I think that's a good spot for Albert. Um, Next up, yeah, as you probably know, that is These Eyes, the first breakthrough single really for the band. Number 7 in Canada, number 6 in the US, strangely. Well, there's only one spot that I can put this. It's best guess, absolutely. It's just a classic, start to finish. Great bass line from Jim Cale on this, and of course that familiar uh, piano motif, which is actually written by Randy Bachman, strangely. Um, as Burton said, not bad for a guitar player. Um, yeah, and that's what broke them through, and it's no wonder that it did, because it's just a perfect little pop song, really, isn't it? Yeah, not much more to say other than can't wait to hear that one. Okay, next up. Yeah, it's Clap for the Wolfman, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear that one as well. This one's come up on the channel before, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's fun, it's good, but it is kind of a novelty record rather than a proper serious thing. I will still be singing and clapping along when they do this, which I'm sure they will. But where it ranks in all of their tunes that I'm going to be looking at today is, I think, pretty low. It's not actually crap for the Wolfman. I don't think anything's going in that category, to be fair. But I am going to put it down lowest in Guess Not. Because remember, I've got 15 songs and only 4 slots each. So, yeah, at least my best dozen in the first 3, and something's got to go down here. And I think that's one of them. I don't really know what the others are going to be, to be honest, but we'll find out as we go. Our next one is Laughing All the Way to Top, or maybe. I don't know, because this is, the deliberate follow-up to These Eyes, another kind of ballad. written to capitalize on that success, and it did that job very well. It was #1 in Canada, #10 in America, and of course became their second gold single after These Eyes. But it's no replacement, or indeed um, sibling, really, of that first track. So for now, I'm going to still call it Great Guess. Might shift down as we see what comes up, but it is another really, really good song. But I think they've got better. Most recent song on the list, which is to say it's from 1974, very late 74. It's Dance in Full from Flavors, their final US Top 40 hit at #28. It was #14 in Canada, and is the only one from the last era of the band, which is, of course, is the Dominic Troiano era, I'm going to say. I don't know if that's right or not. Sorry, Dominic, rest in peace. Now, yeah, elephant in the room. I say it's the last lineup of the Guess Who. Obviously, there's been a lot of Guess Who lineups over the years, but we're talking about the real Guess Who, which has at least Burton and hopefully Randy in it. So that's what I'm going to see: Burton, Randy, and really it's just Burton solo band the rest of the time. But that's fine. Um, that's good enough for me. As for Dancing Full, that's also good enough for me. Um, Burton really hates the song, so I know I'm not going to hear this one. But I like it. I'm gonna no, not there. I'm gonna guess it for now. Which is the first category to get 2 songs in it. Whether it stays like that, I don't know. Okay. You be letting me know, of course, where you're ranking these songs as we go. And next up, we have got. She's Come Undone. But this list hasn't come undone because that is, I think I'm right in saying, the only solely penned tune from Randy Bachman in this list of songs. And that I just realised I put the wrong song in for laughing. Take that out, whatever that was. That was Undone. Ah, well, we'll move Undone up to where it should belong, which is in Best Guess, and bring laughing up itself. Some of these things are too small for me to see. Right, now we're on track. Laughing is great. Undone is best. Yes, it is. Of course, it's got the cool little flute solo from Burton, who'd never played a flute before, but did play sax and knew that, or at least found out that the fingering was the same. And yeah, it started life as the B-side to Laughing, and then got flipped and became a hit in its own right, just missing the top 20 in the States. But has been one of those most enduring of their songs, and for good reason. It's absolutely fan-friggin-tastic. Okay, next up. That's given me a lot of the early songs early. And, well, this was the song that followed Undone in terms of release order. Top 5, the actual first top 5 single in the UK? No, they never had one in the UK. In the US, surprisingly, it didn't go gold, unlike all the other singles that were around it. But it's gold in my heart, and it is joining those other early tunes right up in the Best Guess, which means I've only got 1 slot left up there. So whether I have to move something out at a later date, I don't know, but I feel pretty happy that these all belong there. And of course, I have done a comparison video of the original canned wheat version of No Time and the single version as featured on American Woman, which this is. So yeah, check that out afterwards if you haven't seen that one already. It's going to be tough to work out what gets the final place in the Best Guess category, but maybe it'll be this tune right here, which is. That riff is maybe the least familiar song to most people on this list. That is the start of Heartbroken Bother from the Rockin' album in 1972. Probably the heaviest, certainly the heaviest single they ever released. Maybe the heaviest song they ever did. It's up there anyway. Might be why it wasn't that big a hit. Only managed number 47 in the US. Probably a little bit heavy for AM radio, but hey, it is great. And on that basis, I'm putting it into the Great Guess selection. Recently I saw that Rockin' was actually named by Burton as his favourite Guess Who album. Much as I love the song, I'm not really a fan of the album overall. It's got this and Guns, 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 and a lot of filler for me. Uh, anyway, that's why I'm doing the singles, not the albums, maybe. Okay, we're going great guns here, but not Guns, 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 because that only made number 70, so it's not on this list. All right, what is on this list is Hand Me Down World, which is, of course, the first single of the Kurt Winter era of the band, when Randy left or was booted out, depending on who you believe. Kurt came in along with Greg Leski. I don't know how to say his name. Is the W silent? I think so. That's my guess. And there's a lot of guessing going on today, isn't there? Now, where do you guess I'm going to put Hand Me Down World? These categories are filling up, but there's only half a dozen songs left, so oh, it's tough. I'm torn a little between great and good for this one. I think I'm going to go great for now, and if I have to shift it down subsequently, then that's what has to happen. But yeah, this was obviously the first single post Randy, and there was some trepidation in the record company as to whether the Guess Who would continue to be successful, and this song proved that they would. So all was well. I mean, it wasn't anything like as big as these ones up here, but it did decent. And again, is what I'm pretty certain I'm going to be hearing. So looking forward to that one too. Okay, next up. It's the smallest hit of all on this list, which only made number 50. So it's only just scraped into my list for today on that basis. Number 12 in Canada, but we're talking Sour Sweet, a song without the title in its lyrics, a song without guitar in the arrangement. Um, and honestly, I think it's one of Burton's best songs of all time. And because there's a slot for it, controversially maybe, I'm going to throw Sour Sweet up at the very top in the best guess category, which means I either can't put anything else up there, or if I do, I have to swap something out. Um, looking down at the list, I think we're safe with those four. I'm open to you disagreeing as always, but that's how I'm feeling, and that's my list. So, what else can I do? The most famous song in their entire catalogue, but does it mean it's one of the best? Well, in my book, no, it really isn't. We're talking American Woman, of course, number one, both sides of the Canadian border, and they're only top 20 single in the UK, which is why I have to fly to Canada to see them. So yeah, sod you UK. What were you doing? Come on. Um, anyway, where am I putting that one? I can't even put it in great. Um, I mean, it is great, but I'm gonna have to say it's going in the good guess for me. That's possibly my most controversial pick of them all, depending on how controversial you thought putting South Sweet at the top was. But again, this isn't quite finalised, so I might shift stuff around. Stay tuned.
Well, I never been much for admitting things. That's why it's all so hard to say.
Star Baby. There was a period where Heartbroken Bopper came in, really, where the singles stopped doing so well for the Guess Who, and this one returned them in some small way to the top 40 and was the top 10 hit in Canada. So the interesting thing about the song, chart-wise, is that it made number 39 in the States, but it had the longest run of any Guess Who single, 19 weeks in total. And that is probably because they were coming off a series of pretty unsuccessful singles, and maybe this one kind of took its time to hit in different markets rather than being a national hit all at once. So I believe that's what caused it to have that run without having a high peak. And is it going to have a high peak in this list? Oh, gosh, something's going to have to give here because, yeah, look what I've got left. I really put it down as far as Guess Not? I think I had to. And this is a cracking little tune, which again is one I'm wild about hearing. But okay, I'm putting it there. Um, as I say, I might readjust these. Thank goodness I don't have to put anything down in crap for the Wolfman. That would be a horrendous thing to have to do. Okay, so we've got 3 songs left and only one space per category maximum for them. Um, let's see what happens. Another of the heavier tunes from this band, "Hang On to Your Life," the third single from the Share the Land album. Again, the first with Kurt and Greg on board, and I think that one's got to stay low. Uh, yeah, we're slotting that down in Guess Not. And again, it's a really cool tune. Burton reading a quote from Psalm 22 at the end, which is just about the only example of spoken word in a song that I can abide. I usually hate that sort of thing, but it really works in the song. And yet it's basically in my officially lowest category. Well, not, it's not right down the bottom because nothing's going there. But yeah, it just shows the strength of this catalogue of hits. And there's 2 of those left, and they're both pretty big songs. So let's see where they end up. We've got. I do want to rain dance with you, Burton, and I don't know if they're doing this one. I hope so. This is kind of the end of the first big run of singles that made number 19, and I think number 3 in Canada. It's Rain Dance, if you hadn't worked that out. And this is one where Burton is a bit down on the song. Well, not really the song. He says it's a good song, but a bad record. So he wasn't happy with how it turned out in the studio. Um, I am pretty happy with how it turned out in the studio. But I mean, if you're playing along, you either think I've got something wrong, and I'll clarify that in a moment, or you know what's left. And is the song better than that song? I can't say that it is. So therefore, it sort of has to go in to good guess. Uh, yeah, I mean yeah, all the 4 songs that I put in this category are really good songs, but they just aren't quite as good as these ones. And just to make sure that we do both agree on what the final song that is going on to this tier board today, it is Fear the Land. And by the way, don't they do a good intro? Um, yeah, they really do. So, second single from Share the Land album returned them to the US top 10, number 2 in Canada, and is a dead cert for the concert that I'm going to see in a little under 2 weeks' time. Whether that's before this video is out, I don't know. But so there's effectively one slot, and I think it sits there. I'm pretty happy with this. Share the Land going into great guests. So yeah, 2 things that I haven't included on this list, in case you're wondering. Their first top 40 hit, Shaken All Over from 1964, which is, of course, before Burton arrived. And really, it's not the Guess Who, it's Chad Allen and the Expressions. And the record company decided to put Guess Who on the label to make people think it was a British invasion band when it wasn't. And that's where the name came from. If you're watching this video, you probably knew that already. Yeah, I don't consider it a proper Guess Who song in the way the rest of these ones are. And then the other one that you might have been expecting to come up is No Sugar Tonight / New Mother Nature. Yeah, I struggled to account for that. Officially, it's a double A side with American Woman, so therefore a number 1 single. But is it? Because it's not really, because the B side of American Woman only had the No Sugar Tonight portion, not the full song. So if it was the full song, it would be rivaling these songs up the very top. But it's not, and I left it off. And if you disagree with that, well, you can say so. But I'm going to just summarize what I've got in each category and see if I'm going to make any final adjustments. I think we're good. We've got, in the very best guess, we've got These Eyes, we've got Undone, we've got No Time, we've got Sour Sweet. Those are absolutely exquisite songs, one and all. Great guess, almost as good. Laughing, Heartbroken Bopper, Hand Me Down World, Share the Land. Yeah, sounds fair to me. And then still really good, but just not quite as great or good as the ones above it. Albert Flasher, Dancing Fool, American Woman, and Rain Dance. And then down the bottom, these are not bad songs by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, they could mostly happily live in great. I could, if I'd not given myself such unnecessary restrictions, I could have just filled all of these songs in best or great, really. Uh, but something had to give, and it made it, I hope, more interesting and indeed controversial. So we've got Clap for the Wolfman, Star Baby, unbelievably. That's the one that I think that has to be higher, but yeah, that's not. And then, of course, Hang On to Your Life. Well, there we are. We're done. So that's my ranking of the Guess Who's 15 top 50 US singles. Uh, Let me know what you think. Are there any that you don't know? Because you should know all of these songs, and indeed, it's pretty easy to get a compilation with all of these songs on it. Great catalogue, but because they kind of churned out albums every 6 months or so, those albums are not super consistent for the most part, which is why I didn't do an album ranking, because it would have been live at the Paramount at the top, and a lot of me trying to decide whether an album was good or slightly better than good, um, which wouldn't have been very exciting, I don't think. Was this exciting? Hell yes. Uh, so yeah, that is my Guess Who ranking, and as I say, if you want to find out which version of No Time is the superior of the two, then you can head somewhere and it will be there. Meanwhile, I'll say thanks for watching. See you in Halifax if you'll be there, and bye for now. But I hope not for long.
It's the end, but the moment has been prepared for.